It's really lovely to meet you, Farida.
Nice to meet you too, Anna.
Yeah, and I'm everyone that watched your bass playing that clip that you put on the Thursday post loved it. You presumably you saw some of the comments the other week when it was posted in the group. It was so vibrant and so good as well. I mean, you're obviously a really accomplished musician, and as evidenced in your bass playing, but from what I gather, you play all sorts of instruments, right?
Yes, yes. My primary instrument is piano. I have a master degree in piano performance. So I started playing piano when I was 4. But
Oh,
then came the guitar, the 6-string acoustic guitar. Yeah, and then came the bass. So
okay.
I
So
also
it's not even
play.
your first instrument. So when you were studying the piano, I'm going to apologize in advance if I'm kind of go slightly woozy because I've got a bit of jet lag, but I just thought let's just do this. Let's take the opportunity while we can because it's always a bit of a negotiation with time differences and people with their schedules and everything. So it's great that we can do it. So, oh, you masters in piano, my goodness. So, and is that was with that? Did you? So, how do you incorporate? I don't really know where to start. Do you want to start telling us about your group? Your one man. Well, it's not a group, isn't it? It's a one woman show, right?
Yeah, it's a one-woman show, yeah. It's a very interesting thing. I was always thinking about this. How can I clone myself? How do I clone myself? I wish I had three me's, you know? But that's impossible. I mean, it was impossible. Now it is possible because technology can, give you like any of your ideas. I'm thinking like any ideas that you're thinking of right now that is impossible probably will be possible very soon. So yeah, technological progress made it possible that my one-woman show has been created this year.
Fantastic.
Um, yeah, I've been doing solo, of course, solo performing my whole entire life, and started as soon as I started playing at any concerts when I was a child. So yeah, it's been. I mean, I know how to be on stage on my own. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Ah,
So it's not like I've been in a band and now I'm not. But though I have been in bands for a very long time, and that's how I became very famous back in my country, with bands, of course, because I was a member of I don't know, five five leading bands, I would say, in my country, and one of them was a pop band. Well, it wasn't a band; it was duo, pretty much. It was two people.
what was
So
that called?
yeah, it was quite an experience. Milk and
What was it?
Kisses. We
What
were
was it called?
Milk and Kisses, like the album of Cocteau Twins. You know that band
Okay.
probably.
I know we've got
Absolutely fantastic. And Milk and Kiss, I love that album too. Anyway, this was the name of the band, yes. And my friend was a singer, Dilara Kazimova. She's
this is
now
in I can't
Azerbaijan.
pronounce it. It's maybe the jet lag again. I'm going to blame it on that. Pronounce it
Yeah,
for me.
Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan. Back in Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's now a megastar there, Dilara Kazimova. But we were together starting as a pop band, and it was really interesting because we got nominated to go to represent Azerbaijan in Eurovision contest. You heard
Oh,
of
which year?
2010 and also 2008 as the rock band. So
Oh,
we've been in Oslo, Norway, and then we've been in Serbia, Belgrade, right? Belgrade, yeah. We've been there for those um, um, contests, and it was absolutely fantastic. The whole experience of so many countries coming together, so many cultures, and everybody showing off their culture. They want to show off their culture. It's amazing. Um,
you did it
uh,
twice. So did you say it was with two different, was it with a rock band or was it still with her, but you had two different bands?
Yes, it was still her, but we had three more boys, and it was a rock band. It was, by the way, on those in 2008. It was number one rock band in Azerbaijan, and we had solo concerts. We were gathering 7,000 people, so it was pretty cool.
And what was the name of that band?
Informal, not
Unformed.
informal, but informal. Yes.
That's fantastic. So you've obviously uh, gone through quite a few different genres as well, which you can afford to do when you are a master, when you've got really you're an accomplished musician, obviously. From what you've said, if you have a master's in piano already. So were you doing that with the rock band or were you playing bass? What were you
I
doing
was
with?
playing bass, I was singing back vocals, I was also doing piano, and of course, the entire composition was on me. So like making harmonizing melodies and doing writing harmonies for the chords and everything. Everything was done by me.
Oh,
And yeah, and because the singer also had music education. She had a bachelor degree in singing, but singers don't really go through the same sort of education curriculum, the same curriculum that the piano players do. We go through like a ton of harmony, music theory, a lot of it, and music history. Usually singers don't go through that much of harmony. Yeah, but anyway, so because I had
with
that
the
much
studies.
knowledge, I was of course putting that all into the band.
Ah, it sounds fantastic. So you've been really working as a musician all your life by the sounds of it. Well, and starting from when you were 4. So did you used to do kind of school concerts? What were you doing from through your childhood? I bet that was fun. And are
Oh,
you in a musical family?
yes, when I was 4, I had my first concert. I will never forget it. I remember by today, I was wearing this, I don't know how to say it in English. Oh my gosh, when you put the flowers like, and then you put it around your head. It's special. There's a special name for this thing, that you put around your head made of flowers.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
had that thing. So those were actually natural flowers. My grandma made that thing. And it
Oh,
had those two ribbons, and I was holding that. I was dancing, and then I was playing the piano, and it was actually a keyboard, not a piano. And I was playing Turkish March by Mozart. I will never forget that. By today, I was only 4.
oh, so it's really been in your, and it has music been in your family all your
Yes,
life. Yeah. So are your parents and do you have siblings as well? Did you grow up in a musical family?
yes, yes. My mom used to sing Russian romances. My mom was half Russian, half Ukrainian. By
Oh,
the way, I do have Ukrainian.
oh, I can't hear you. The audio seems to have gone off. Oh, that's a shame. I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Internet
Oh, you've
connection.
come back. Yeah. Oh, the internet's come back again. Yeah. So you're saying you have you're half Russian and half Ukrainian. That must be
My
how are you?
mom.
So you presumably have relatives in Russia and Ukraine
Yes,
right now then?
yes, we do in Russia and in Ukraine. In
Oh,
both. It's heartbreaking. I'll tell you the truth because we're in the middle and we see what's happening,
mm,
and both of the sides, of course, are yeah. It's sad.
mm,
Anyway, let's go back to our. I'm so sorry I got off the subject because it's
that's
really
okay.
probably touching my heart.
No, I mean it's such a tragic situation there at the moment that it's easy to focus on that, but to bring it back to your music, perfectly
My mom,
fair enough.
yes, my mom was singing and playing. Oh, I'm sorry. My mom was singing and playing the piano, and while I was probably even in a crib, I believe so.
So what did you say? Russian romantic songs,
Romances.
romances.
Yeah.
Okay.
So romance is it's a genre for vocal music. It's a vocal music, and it's singing usually about love. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like a city song, they call it. You know,
Oh, okay. All right. So there's quite a lot of traditional influences growing up. What is your music? What has come through in your music today? What's your style?
That's a very good one. I can't really tell you because I'm many things all at once. It just happens that I can't stand being like in one position. I want to be everywhere. So that's probably why I can play rock. And I had a power rock trio, by the way. Last performance was last year in July,
Oh,
here
okay.
in Bay Area, Thorsland. The name is Thorsland. Two boys, well, not boys, two grown men, but anyway, one is a singer and the guitarist, and the other one is a drummer, and
Uh-huh.
they are fantastic. And we kind of blended very, very nicely. But the problem is they moved to LA, and of course they understand I have a family. Tim has a job. The kids go to school. I have a job. I can't, yeah, so we had to unfortunately break up like that. But they said if they perform here, they would definitely, of course, call me.
Because musicians do that. Yeah, working musicians do go from band to band. When I was doing the work, some music in Chamonix a couple of years ago now, I actually went to jazz festival there, and I was really influenced by that, which is why I did my last album. I called it From Chamonix, but basically, it just reminded me all through my life, from what you're saying. I love, and the ethos certainly in jazz, I was reminded, is that you go and you have the experience of playing live, and then the bands mix, and so as a musician you get to express yourself. And really, I don't know if it's the industry that has musicians say that you must conform to a particular style when it's your project, because in reality musicians dabble and explore in all sorts of genres, right?
Oh yes, yes,
Yes,
definitely.
it's much more natural. All the musicians I know, and also a lot of the artists I know, it's exactly the same. They're listening to all sorts of different things. We're sponges, and we take it up and you try different things. So it sounds like that's exactly what you've been doing. But with your one woman show, how does that come out? How do the different styles come out, or is there improvisation in it? Tell us more about the music involved. Is it all written by you as well?
Well, not all. Well, I actually,
Or
with
you do
this
covers too?
show, one woman show, I'm using the covers of famous songs right now. I'm not
Oh,
really performing much of my own music. I'm
okay.
performing cover versions. Like I think one that you saw. Well, there was. You can't. I mean, it's my version of the song. I try to kind of, you know what I mean. I can't really say that this is completely like not mine, because I put my heart in it, and I try to make it.
It shows.
First of all, I change the key sometimes because I need to sing like higher because it's a song sang by a male. I can't
Uh-huh.
sing the same part, so I do all kinds of things with songs, and
And
but I
rearrange.
try.
Uh-huh. So what are
Yes.
some of the covers then? What is some of the set list?
So, for example, I had well, every show has a different set list. The recent one that I performed had very interesting around the globe thing going. So I played some songs from Azerbaijan. I played Russian songs. I played songs from, by the way, from England. I played Scarborough Fair.
Oh,
Uh,
lovely.
and yeah, and I made a complete well, tried to make a complete different version that when I started playing, you can never even say that when I'm gonna sing. So yeah, and then in the middle when I start singing, you're like, oh, is that the song that she's doing? Okay.
Oh,
So
okay. So you mix it up and you experiment. And it sounds like you do that actually while you're playing, or is it all meticulously arranged? Have you worked it all out? How does it, or yeah, so is it that, or is it that you lend yourself to improvisation when you're doing your performance?
right now for this show that I'm doing, usually everything is set up, but I'll tell you this, sometimes mistakes happen. And when mistakes happen, they can lead you into something completely different, but it's still good. You know what I mean? It's the matter of how professional you are to pick it up and do something with it. So these
Hmm.
kind of things, yes, they do happen, of course, and there is, of course, some little part that can be improvised. But I usually don't like having that kind of thing because that will not let me fully, connect with the audience because I'll be in my music. That's a totally different show. The one
Right.
that I'm right now, I'm more into, um, how do you say it? Entertain the public and tell them
Love.
something new and get the energy and give them back as much as I can. And
Uh-huh.
this kind of thing. But I do understand what you're talking about. And that is absolutely amazing when you're looking at the artist creating on the spot and he's actually improvising into the music and he's inside himself. That's a totally different.
It's a very interesting point you make there, isn't it? Because music can connect in so many different ways, and I guess it's oh the well, we're gonna just have to pause just for a minute until you come back again. Let's see. Okay. All right,
Okay.
great. We didn't have to pause for very long. Yeah, the point, what I was saying was what you've just said there, that in terms of connection, so you associate connecting with the audience with not doing too much improvisation because that can become too insular, maybe too inward. And yet, other people, equally, what can happen when some people improvise is that that can really be a great connection. It's interesting, isn't it? But I know that it can be a fine line because it can be quite, you can kind of, you can kind of go inward a little bit sometimes when you improvise. So it's something to keep an eye on. But again, it's very different with different musicians. Some people, that is how they connect through improvisation, especially, yeah, particularly with the jazz genre lends itself to that, which is not obviously, although you probably do jazz as well, I imagine. I think it sounds like
Yes, I had actually a band back in my country in Azerbaijan, another band who was doing more experimental music. And with them, we were only improvising. We never even had any, we had clues. Let's play the do tap do song. Okay. And that was it of the song. Okay. And then whatever comes on it, whatever. We,
I've just kind
and
of, I think it was an assumption I made because it's a one woman show. So I've kind of, when I've seen people do the one person shows, they'll have like, they'll be setting off a few different, triggering off different sounds and different instrumentation, and then they'll kind of add to it on the spot. But everybody's different, and I can see how equally that could be quite potentially quite a risk to leave it
yeah,
too
to
much open to
improvise.
improvisation.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't because you're well, I am like when I play with my looper, I have a very nice RC10R by Boss, very nice pedal. It has a looper and it has the rhythm station, so you have
Uh-huh.
two pedals and you can synchronize them if you want, so you can record the loop and there's a drum machine that is playing, right? So they're
Uh-huh.
synchronized and you're how do you say it, there are boundaries. You can record, for example, I don't know, 24 measures, and then whatever you do on top, you can't go any further than that. You know what I mean? This is gonna it's gonna loop.
And so, and with what you do, it is very much about the live performance, isn't it? You tend
Yeah.
to, or have you got into streaming as well? How do you like to? Because there are opportunities for online streaming. Are you all about the live?
Right now, all about the life. It's very intimate. We only have like up to what, 14 people?
Oh,
No, 20, 20. Sorry, 20, because 14 was, yes, 14 plus 6. Yeah. So it's 20 people total in the room.
oh, that's fantastic. And where do you play? I love it's. It's a really lovely experience, isn't it? Playing to a small audience.
Yeah,
I did that in London. Well, before the lockdown, and it's so different from doing the big, the big gigs that are doing it. So, but they're fantastic, aren't they? Those
yes.
intimate gigs like that. Yeah. It's
Yes.
so where do you do them? Where do you perform them?
In Dublin Bay Area, and well, actually in East Bay, because right now we have a upcoming gig on April 23rd in a restaurant. It's actually a barbecue place
Okay.
in yeah, in Oakland. So well, in Berkeley, sorry, Berkeley, not Oakland, Berkeley. Yes,
But also I was reading your biog, and is it the Montessori method? Is that yeah? So do you so you teach children, right? Using that method, is that correct?
yes.
Tell
Well,
us about
not
yeah. Tell me about that. Tell me more about that method. I have heard of it, but I can't remember offhand.
Yeah, so I'll tell you this.
I'd
First of
like you
all,
to tell me about it anyway.
yeah, I'll just tell you right away. I'm not accredited Montessori teacher. I don't have my credentials for that, but I am a music teacher at this absolutely fantastic Montessori school. My both children go to that same school, and
Oh.
they have 6 different campuses in 5 different cities around the East Bay. And
Hmm.
yeah, and I fell in love with this method the moment I started working there, the moment I walked in, the moment I had 30 children sitting in a circle like this, and I was sitting with my guitar, singing and, doing music and movement with them. It was absolutely fantastic. Not a single child that would stand up and walk away. They were
Oh.
all sitting, and they all wanted to hear what I was doing.
Isn't that
And that
lovely? What is the essence of the Montessori method? Is it, I know you said you're not an accredited teacher, but obviously they wanted you there. They really wanted you on board to teach there. So you must be encapsulating, you must have that about you for them to want to take you on. Is it movement? What is it? If you tell us a bit
I'll
about
tell you, I'll tell you, first of all, I went through all this
well, music and movement.
philosophy course for Montessori philosophy. So I'll tell you, they are working on uh, independence, concentration, order, and something else, which I
Okay.
remember at top of my head. But they do let the child be independent. They teach them how to care for themselves. They teach them how to clean. They teach them grace and courtesy. Something that is not usually in the curriculum like it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? It's a
Okay, so
different.
it's not necessarily, well, it spills out into their musicality, but it's more about is it more about a way of being, the Montessori method then?
Yeah, they kind of give you the individual way of learning. If you are up to math today, you're going to be doing math today. If you're up to doing literature today, you can do that, in the primary school. I'm not talking about elementary, but I'm just saying that what it does, it actually the children really bloom, like that, because they're not restricted. And my method also is more, freeing, letting them sing out, letting them scream and shout sometimes, and listen
Oh,
as well, and know the difference between the silence and the tone and the timbre, many different things, and inspiration. And I see those eyes lighting up, laughing faces. This is amazing. I'll tell you the truth. I have the best job ever because
oh, that sounds lovely. That sounds lovely. Because I saw very briefly, I saw a couple of when I was looking. You've got a YouTube channel, right? And I think there's quite a few of your videos with the kids in the YouTube channel. Is that correct?
yeah, but no children there. I was making it for the children. Yes, and their
Oh, okay.
the families were watching. And by today, I sometimes come to school and my students tell me, Miss Farida, you were at my home yesterday. I was watching, you were in the TV. You connected to the big TV, connected to the computer, so that the kids would sit down in front of the TV and do the movement and music. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So is that kind of, do you do that? Is that every day? Do you teach full time?
Yes, because there are 5 different cities with 6 different schools. They only get me once a week. So I serve, I used to, before the pandemic, I used to serve, I think it was 800 children.
Oh my goodness.
Well, it's a lot of children, yes.
Yeah,
And
but what I love about well, speaking to quite a few people in this group is that it's brilliant to hear the way that people express their particular creativity. So there's usually well, quite a lot of the people that I've interviewed. So there'll be the live side, the creative actual writing side, whether it's, or if you're an artist, the painting, or as a musician, the actual composition. And then there's often an element of coaching involved as well. Quite a few people that I've interviewed will have coached or taught as well. And it's really interesting to hear that you're exactly the same in that respect, that there's it really really brilliant example of manifesting all the potentiality of being an independent creative person, because it is about really maximizing that potentiality, and also in terms of generating a life for yourself and an income for yourself. It is about having a few different strings to your bow sometimes. Do you think that? Would you agree?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. And every morning I wake up and I want to go to work,
Yeah.
and when I come back home, I want to come home. So I think I'm a happy person, really.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I remember I was chatting to somebody and they're saying, "Oh, what are you going to do with your retire?" And when you retire, and I thought, "Oh, I kind of feel like I've been retired all my life." I was thinking what I was doing. Well, I do what I'm doing. How lucky is that? It is extra. I mean, that sometimes I do take my job for granted, but then it was at that point I thought that really is a real testament to we're so, when you get to express your creativity, and also yes, exactly, you enjoy your family life and your downtime as well. It is the absolute the best life. So what's coming up? What's coming up, Farida, for you? Because I know you mentioned there was one gig, but you've got quite a few gigs coming up. So let's mention those.
Yes, so we got another one July 9th. And
Hmm.
that so Tim has been finding those places for me to perform. So I have all of them posted on my Facebook page, and Tim has also posted, I think, to our to your page, right? The creators
Uh-huh.
page. Yes, and we have the 28th April, the closest one. The next one, I think, supposed to be in May. Haven't decided the date yet. It could be 30th or 31st. I'm not sure. And then July. Yeah.
Okay. So and these are all your one woman show.
Yes.
It
Yes.
must be so exciting doing that. It's the first time, because you said you've been in so many different bands. Do you find it that, or does it feel kind of, have I taken on too much, or are you just buzzing about it because it feels like, you get to do your thing?
I'll tell you, one woman show is a really difficult thing. I
I
maybe
believe you.
I maybe have a little bit underestimated of what I was supposed to do. But now, I mean, I mean, I'm fine. I do it, but I really needed to update my pedals. So, which I did, and it really, really helped. Because, well, as just I said before, technological progress can solve any problem, right? You just have to know which problem you need to solve, right? So I
Do you ever consider streaming it on your Facebook or on Instagram or something?
That's a good question. I'm not really sure about that. I'm
Okay.
not sure about that. Currently, we're doing those small little shows, and
Hmm. Okay.
we want to take it as they say, take it slow right
Oh,
now,
fair enough.
because
Right. Yeah.
we're just starting to do this, and I maybe want to record something. I want to incorporate my own music too, you know.
Have
So
you
there
got
are a lot of
Have you
plans.
got music out on iTunes or anything? Have you got some things we could listen to, anything we could listen to?
Yeah, there's plenty by Unformal, by the way. There's
Unformal.
plenty.
Okay.
Yes, Unformal. It's old, of course, and the sound might not sound very, very, how do you say it, modern, because it's the beginnings of 2000, but it's something to consider, because those bass lines, for example, there are some very interesting bass lines. There are some very nice guitars, um, and yeah. I think we have everything on iTunes. I'm not sure.
Okay, so that's from Unformal. But I guess so. If people want to find out more about your one woman show, they need to come see it then. But that's what I'm saying. If I can't get to it, I'm very curious. I'd like to stream it. I don't know if you saw any of Dom's. He did the stand-ins thing, the live streaming. But then it does. There's quite a lot of technicalities around that. You want to ensure that it's a good sound, I guess, if you're streaming. But please consider it for people that are interested. If that hasn't gone out live, if that hasn't gone onto iTunes, or your most newest music hasn't been released yet, or is it on SoundCloud? Your most recent music, have you recorded it anywhere?
Yeah, the thing is, so I'll tell you, I don't know if I think I have it already posted on my Facebook, but I'm gonna say it again here. I had a very long break in my professional performing career.
Oh,
As a teacher, I've been teaching nonstop my whole
aha.
life because
Okay,
I
but as an
had to.
independent creative or creative, you haven't had a break because you've been teaching all your life. Oh, have we paused? Oh, okay. I'm gonna just. And there you come back again. Right. So
Okay.
you had quite a long period of time where you're teaching. So in that sense, there's still a lot of creativity happening in the teaching
Yes.
capacity. Yeah. Oh, and now the sound's gone. Oh no.
All right.
Aha. So
Yeah.
well, I'm really excited to find out about your one woman show because we saw a snip of it, and I think I've seen on your Facebook people, if they're interested, they can see snippets. I think from your one woman show or from your rehearsing sessions, right? They're all there on your Facebook. It's quite a lot of video on your Facebook, right?
Yes. Yes. Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's
But we are. We all. Yeah.
you're also.
No, we also have a YouTube channel where some videos are also posted.
Oh, okay. All right. So send me the links to everything so that people can find you. And I just want to say thank you so much for doing the interview. Quite short. The last few interviews been quite short notice. I really appreciate people. Well, we chatted about it, but actually just the logistics. But I really appreciate it,
Yeah.
and I know that it was so well received, your post, because it was so much fun. It was lovely to watch, which is why I couldn't resist asking you about your lives, about the possibility of live stream, because I certainly love to watch it. Just really appreciated your vibe, the energy that was coming through from your performance. So I think those one woman shows would be fantastic to see. So I wish you all the very best with them. And as soon as there's an option to come and see one, I'd love to. Or if that's in recording, then I'd love to. So meanwhile, for everybody, they need to come and find you. Just check out the Facebook page and the YouTube channel. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I also want to thank you very much for your support for this interview, for yeah, for reaching out. This is amazing. I absolutely love your page and what you're doing.
Oh no, I'm glad. I'm glad you do. I enjoy it as well, and it's been lovely to meet everybody. Facebook can be a bit kind of you don't necessarily get to see each other when everyone's in the group. So it's just really nice to have the videos and to get to know everybody, for everybody to get to know everybody and what we're all doing and to share it. So thank you so much, and keep in touch. It's really lovely to meet you, and we'll have to yeah. Well, I'll look out for what you're doing and get the links and share that with everybody. All right, all the very
I
best.
would. Yes, thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.